you'll like this. All right, the question is, double damages. 1, could we have a breakdown of the lawyer's calculation for double damages?
Am I allowed to give them that? I didn't think
You
so.
can't write anything to them, so I'm going to have to refer them back to something that's already been admitted into evidence.
Yeah, that was the demonstrative exhibit, I think,
Right.
to some extent.
And so I could indicate the lawyer is not permitted to give you additional documentation, something to the effect, please refer to your notes.
The the documentation would be for each of the 5 assets.
So double damages, could we have a breakdown of the lawyer's calculation for double damages?
Yeah, so
let me just start by saying the lawyer is not permitted to give you any additional written information. The lawyer is not permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, please refer to whatever you want me to have them refer to.
that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
You guys had a question?
Is this Mr. Marcus?
It is, yes, ma'am.
Well, hello. I just read the question. We just turned on the recording. The question reads as follows: double damages. Could we have a breakdown of the lawyer's calculation for double damages? And counsel and I are coming up with a response right now.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me ask Elizabeth really fast, okay?
Okay.
Can we also let Elizabeth into the Teams call, please? So they just want a breakdown of the damages?
That's what the question is. And so counsel and I are going to fashion a response.
Okay, that's fine.
So, Exhibit 17
Okay.
at JOH 1332.
Sorry, repeat that. Exhibit 17 at...
If you want to throw this up, Your Honor, I can put it up on the screen.
That's all right. I'm just going to write some notes and then we'll talk back and forth how it should read. Go ahead.
Exhibit 17,
Yep.
page number JOH 1332 is the bank record showing the amount that was transferred out for the sham conveyance of the Aspire. We're seeking double damages on that full amount. If they want, they can also look at, I'm sorry, Exhibit 17 is wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Exhibit 4, JOH 402, shows the amount of the transfer, which is $127,645.09. We're seeking double that amount. Then we are seeking half of the value of the home as Gary's half interest to be doubled. And that was strictly Donna's testimony as the value of the house being $175,000. So we're asking for $87,500 as Gary's half to be doubled, in addition to getting the house back.
Is there an exhibit number that shows the value of the home, or are you just saying it was Donna's testimony?
It was Donna's testimony. primarily. We did have a Zillow exhibit, but I don't think we introduced it into evidence. And then,
I can't say that Donna testified half the value. I can't do that. I have to refer them to exhibits that are back there. So I can refer them to Exhibit 4, JOH 402. I can say that, but I can't write to them how to calculate this.
can we generally refer them to Donna's testimony for what half the value of the home was? Can we say that?
Counsel, at this time, I'm inclined to just refer them back to their notes.
And that would be a fair thing too in terms of.
Yeah, because I'm afraid that if I put any additional information, besides the lawyer is not permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, you may refer back to your notes and your recollection of those damages and just leave it at that. I'm just afraid that if we lead this in a certain path, that will cause a reason for appeal.
Okay.
I just think it just.
That's fair, Your Honor. I appreciate that. The other assets that we talked about, and I'll see if there's exhibits related to these. Give me a moment.
Okay. The lawyer is not permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, you may refer back to your notes and recollection.
For the commission payments, we did throw up exhibits on that one, Your Honor, they can refer to see the actual checks.
But just understand, if I give them exhibit numbers and if it's not all of your exhibit numbers that contain all of those 5 assets, they're going to go just off of the numbers that I give them.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm saying?
I
So
see.
if there's not an exhibit that has Donna's testimony and about half of the value of the home, they're going to only go off of the exhibit numbers I write in here. And that's why I'm inclined to say, however, you may refer back to your notes and your recollection of the testimony and leave it at that.
I will take your advice and counsel.
Well, and I think if we do anything other than that, it's going to, number one, be misleading because it's all of the exhibits don't give what they're asking for. Could we have a breakdown of the lawyer's calculation for double damages? Well, I'd love to be able to say it's all in these exhibit numbers, but it's not all in those exhibit numbers. Part of it was Donna's testimony.
Correct.
So because we can't say what she said as a response, I'm just inclined to say the lawyer's not permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, you may refer back to your notes and recollection of the testimony to determine double damages, determine the calculation for double damages. I know it's pretty vague, but I'm just afraid that if we do anything other, number one will be misleading. It'll either be misleading to the jury because we're not going to be able to pinpoint certain exhibits. And if I say anything about Donna's testimony, that's adding additional information, which is appealable. All right. Lawyer's not
Understood.
permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, you may refer back to your notes and recollection of the testimony.
Thank you for,
Sorry, I know I wish I could be more specific, but I'm just.
no, that's fine. We can do what we can do. Was there a second question or was it just?
No, that's, okay, so I'm going to read it again. Question, double damages. Could we have a breakdown of the lawyer's calculation for double damages? The answer is the lawyer is not permitted to give you any additional written documentation. However, you may refer back to your notes and recollection of the testimony. That's it. That's all I'm going to put.
Okay, agreeable, thank you.
All right, thank you.